Chapter 3652. The Former Three Lives King.
The Three Lives Secret Technique?
Lin Moyu was clearly a bit surprised. He had seen the Three Lives Secret Technique before. This technique had extremely lofty principles, spanning past, present, and future, penetrating fate and time. If he hadn't already mastered too many great Daos, he would have even considered cultivating the Three Lives Secret Technique. But what did this have to do with becoming the king of a small soul domain in the Void Realm? Lin Moyu said,
"I'd like to hear the details."
A light chuckle sounded in his ear as the Soul Heart King appeared beside Lin Moyu. Without any politeness, he stepped directly onto Little Python's head.
"Little one, will you carry this king for a while?"
How could Little Python dare to object? It trembled and nodded its head with effort. Lin Moyu took out a tea table and brewed tea using world tree leaves and gold and silver tree sap, while waiting for the Soul Heart King to speak. The Soul Heart King said,
"A long time ago, there was once a cultivator from the real world who came to the Void Realm. That cultivator claimed to be from the Buddhist realm and had a very high level. He came into conflict with a king of a small soul domain in the Void Realm. After a battle, that small soul domain king was killed by him. At that time, that Buddhist realm cultivator, like Lin Friend, wanted to become the king of a small soul domain, but after repeated attempts, he couldn't succeed for a long time. There seemed to be some barrier between the real world and the Void Realm that prevented them from merging. Later, this person created a secret technique called the Three Lives Secret Technique. He used the Three Lives Secret Technique to evolve an avatar, successfully refined an innate void treasure, and became the king of a small soul domain. At that time, this event shook the entire Golden Furnace Island Great Soul Domain. Even the Emperor came in person. The Emperor talked with him for a long time, then left, and he remained unharmed. Afterwards, the Emperor announced to the entire Great Soul Domain, recognizing his existence. At that time, we called him the Three Lives King."
Lin Moyu's eyes changed several times. The Buddhist realm had actually appeared in the Void Realm, and the Three Lives Secret Technique was created by this person. The tea water boiled, and he poured some for the Soul Heart King, continuing to ask,
"What happened after that?"
The Soul Heart King drank his tea and said leisurely,
"What happened later was quite amusing. The real world he came from encountered misfortune, and he presumably went to participate in the war, but never returned. In those years, he was considered a prominent figure in the Void Realm. Many kings sought him out to discuss the Tao, hoping to find another path to transcendence."
Lin Moyu asked,
"Then what about the small soul domain he was in now?"
The Soul Heart King said,
"It changed hands long ago. The innate void treasure found a new master. In my view, the Three Lives King's true body must have died. Once the true body dies, his avatar naturally cannot exist. It seems Lin Friend is very interested in this Three Lives Secret Technique. This king happens to have a copy. Back then, after he created the Three Lives Secret Technique, he sat and discussed the Tao with many kings, and also passed on the Three Lives Technique. Perhaps this was one of the reasons he gained recognition. He didn't keep it to himself and had good relationships with many kings."
As he spoke, a faint light appeared in front of the Soul Heart King. Within the light, the illusory image of a treasure mountain appeared, and a small fragment broke off from it, taking shape. The fragment containing the Three Lives Secret Technique fell into Lin Moyu's hand. The Soul Heart King said,
"If Lin Friend is interested, you can study it. This king has also studied it before, but it's not a Void Realm technique, so it doesn't have much effect for us. However, its principles can be used for reference."
Lin Moyu didn't stand on ceremony and directly absorbed the fragment, observing its contents. Comparing this Three Lives Secret Technique with the one he had obtained before, Lin Moyu found that there were slight differences between the two.
"The Three Lives Secret Technique I obtained before had the principle of one becoming three, representing past, present, and future. But the Three Lives Secret Technique here has the principle of infinity. Three is not just three, it means the Tao is limitless. It's not just past, present, and future, but also virtual and real, yin and yang. Within the virtual there is real, within the real there is virtual. Each point of virtual and real also carries yin and yang, and within yin and yang there is again virtual and real, endless and infinite.
Lin Moyu had only briefly looked through it, but he immediately gained some insights. The principles of the Three Lives secret technique were extremely lofty and aligned with his own ideas. However, he had only briefly looked through it now, and was still far from truly comprehending it. He also understood why the Soul Heart King said this secret technique was useless for kings in the Void Realm. Because the kings in the Void Realm had never seen the real world, they couldn't truly comprehend what reality meant. So they sought transcendence, seeking reality. Lin Moyu sincerely said,
"Thank you, Soul Heart friend. The Three Lives secret technique is very useful to Lin."
As he spoke, Lin Moyu gave the world tree leaves and gold and silver tree sap he had prepared earlier to the Soul Heart King. These things weren't much to him, but to the Soul Heart King, they were truly good things. The two chatted for a while longer before saying goodbye. Lin Moyu used the soul-corroding fire basin as a guide to arrive at the giant-faced Lion King's former lair. There was a simple palace here where the giant-faced Lion King used to live. The materials of the palace were made of illusory materials, which were quite valuable, but unfortunately, the giant-faced Lion King didn't know how to use these materials. If he could have used them well to refine powerful magical treasures, he wouldn't have been so passive when facing the Grass Soul King. There should have been many powerful void beasts here before, but now they had all been sent out by the Lion King. Those that died died, those that were injured, leaving this area empty. Lin Moyu sensed the location of his soul world, which was actually not far from the Lion King's lair. He threw out a few soul crystals to Little Python, indicating for it to leave temporarily and not come close. Little Python was very obedient, biting the soul crystals and leaving far away, though it didn't go too far, still guarding its master. One legion commander after another flew out with the undead army, protecting this soul domain. Then the world-burning fire blazed fiercely, turning into a sea of fire, protecting Lin Moyu. Finally, he took out the ice jade cushion. Lin Moyu sat on it, and a ball of tree sap, silver with hints of gold, appeared above his head. The tree sap turned into mist, enveloping his entire body. After making all preparations, Lin Moyu began to study the Three Lives secret technique. He compared the two versions of the Three Lives secret technique, discarding the dross and keeping the essence. What Lin Moyu really wanted were the ideas and principles within it, not to copy and learn the Three Lives secret technique verbatim. Otherwise, he would have learned it long ago, not waiting until now. He was waiting until his realm was high enough to look back at the Three Lives secret technique, using it as a springboard to create his own secret technique. The Three Lives secret technique was a Buddhist thing, after all, not his own. There are thousands upon thousands of secret techniques. Only the one that suits oneself is the best. Just like the Great Tao divine abilities. When there were no Great Tao divine abilities before, Lin Moyu longed for them. Later, when he successfully obtained the Great Tao divine abilities, Lin Moyu felt that they didn't completely suit him. No matter how powerful the divine abilities are, they are still things of the Great Tao. There are so many worlds. Apart from the origin continent, there must be people in other worlds who have mastered the Great Tao divine abilities. I can have them, others can have them too. This is not what I seek. If one day, I can control the Great Tao and evolve divine abilities that belong only to me, that would be the ideal state. Lin Moyu's heart soared high. Not satisfied with becoming a Tao Lord, he wanted to transcend. With clear thoughts, Lin Moyu sat on the sea of fire and ice, his body emitting a faint light. After an unknown amount of time, Lin Moyu's form began to distort, and a hazy, illusory figure slowly separated from his body. It was not an avatar, had no consciousness, only an empty shell. It was more illusory than a soul body, virtual within virtual, as if it could be blown away with a breath. The soul-corroding fire basin appeared in his hand, and this illusory body slowly merged into the fire basin. Chapter 3653. Originating from 3 lives, surpassing 3 lives. The illusory figure merged into the fire basin. The soul-corroding fire basin spewed gray flames while absorbing large amounts of chaotic mist. Lin Moyu completed the recognition almost in the blink of an eye. At that moment, the entire small soul domain resonated. Through the soul-corroding fire basin, Lin Moyu felt he could, to some extent, control the entire small soul domain. He could make large amounts of chaotic mist concentrate towards himself for his own use, and prevent others from absorbing the chaotic mist. Everything was under his control. This was the authority of the king of the small soul domain. This small soul domain evolved from the soul-corroding fire basin. As long as he controlled the soul-corroding fire basin, it was equivalent to controlling the small soul domain. Even though his current soul realm was only at the 5th level of the Great Tao, in this small soul domain, even if other kings came, he wouldn't be too afraid. Even if he couldn't defeat them, he could protect himself. In the distant soul heart small soul domain, the soul heart king looked towards Lin Moyu's direction.
Lin friend is truly amazing, to have actually cultivated the 3 lives secret technique. One still needs to go to the real world. Without experiencing what is real, one can never comprehend the truth.
Lin Moyu sat in the void, speaking words of heaven.
3 is infinite, 3 evolves myriad worlds. The 3 lives secret technique is actually a technique of infinity. Use the 3 lives secret technique to create an illusory body, merging into the void realm. Use the 3 lives secret technique to create a time body, invoking the great Tao divine ability, summoning the river of time.
As he spoke, another figure appeared beside him. It wasn't an avatar, but his great Tao body. He used the 3 lives secret technique as a base and the time great Tao as the root to create a time great Tao body. As the time great Tao body appeared, it summoned the river of time. The river of time spanned past and present, flowing through billions of worlds, including the void realm. The time great Tao rumbled continuously, scattering the power of time. Lin Moyu thought,
Great Tao divine ability, Rome.
The time great Tao body lightly leaped into the river of time to see the past. It was enveloped in faint light, merging with the Rome divine ability, becoming indistinguishable. Lin Moyu's action was mainly to utilize the great Tao divine ability, yet surpass it. He bathed in the river of time. In an instant, countless pieces of information rushed towards him, entering his soul through the time great Tao body. His soul rumbled. Lin Moyu felt a sense of swelling. The time great Tao body only maintained for a few seconds before being dispersed by the enormous amount of information. In just these few seconds, Lin Moyu saw everything that had happened in this small soul domain over the past 10,000 years. A brief glance, yet it was vast information spanning 10,000 years, impacting his soul, somewhat difficult to bear for a moment. Lin Moyu had some understanding in his heart. Although the great Tao divine ability could roam the river of time, his realm wasn't high enough to stay in the river of time for long, so the range he could see was relatively small. In the future, when his realm was higher, he would be able to see longer, farther, and broader. But this realization was enough for Lin Moyu to digest for a long time. When he returned to his soul world and transformed all his insights into results, his great world might then be able to evolve a river of time. In the process of world evolution, the existence of the river of time was very important. Lin Moyu didn't understand before how the river of time existed, but now he understood some. This was one of the meanings of the 3 lives secret technique, to create a great Tao body to comprehend the great Tao in the purest way. Lin Moyu looked towards the river of time.
Time spirit, long time no see.
In the river of time, the time spirit appeared. It looked at Lin Moyu with complex eyes, then slowly turned and disappeared along with the river of time. Lin Moyu's lips curled slightly. The first attempt was very successful, proving that his understanding of the 3 lives secret technique wasn't wrong. He had merged the 2 versions of the 3 lives secret technique together, then transformed them into his own results. What he was doing now had already surpassed the original 3 lives secret technique. He realized that his great Taos had indeed become numerous. Too many great Taos, though powerful and rich, had lost their purity. And the 3 lives secret technique allowed him to regain purity, not just purity, but also to comprehend more great Taos. For example, Lin Moyu had a slight thought, and another illusory body appeared beside him. This illusory body, which seemed to be an avatar but wasn't, emitted an aura of fate. At this moment, Lin Moyu stripped away all the knowledge he knew about the Fate Great Tao and sent it into this illusory body. The Fate Lich then appeared, merging into the illusory body. Because the illusory body had nothing else, it was extremely pure. For it, there was only the Fate Great Tao. At this moment, the illusory body's comprehension of the Fate Great Tao increased rapidly, at an unbelievable speed. The aura of the Fate Great Tao enveloped this illusory body. Although the Buddhist realm Lich also had some connection with the Fate Great Tao, it wasn't used because it wasn't pure enough. Lin Moyu's body also emitted the aura of the Fate Great Tao. Then the brilliant Fate Great Tao naturally appeared. Looking at the Fate Great Tao, Lin Moyu murmured to himself,
"So fast, in such a short time, the comprehension of the Fate Great Tao has already reached the Tao Venerable level. If I continue to comprehend, the Great Tao realm is just around the corner. Purity indeed has its benefits."
His eyes were shining, his body slightly trembling.
My path has finally become clear, and I know how to proceed from here. Although I took some detours before, fortunately, I corrected them in the end and didn't go completely astray. So now, let's continue on this path.
Lin Moyu waved his hand, putting away everything except the soul-corroding fire basin. On the soul-corroding fire basin, one of his illusory bodies sat. Lin Moyu himself flew onto Little Python.
Let's go, we're going back for a while.
Riding on Little Python, he flew back towards his soul world. He needed to return to his soul world to transform all his insights from this time. This transformation was very important to him and was the most crucial step towards the Supreme Great Tao. Soon, Lin Moyu returned to his soul world, then rushed into the still-evolving Great World. Using the Three Lives secret technique, one illusory body after another evolved, each representing a Great Tao. Whether it was the origin Great Tao or branch Great Taos, the superficial knowledge of those Great Taos that Lin Moyu had absorbed in the origin ancestral land at that time was now all stripped away, becoming hundreds of illusory bodies. The illusory bodies comprehended the Great Tao in the Great Thousand World. At this time, the Great Tao in the Great Thousand World hadn't fully formed yet. With the addition of the illusory bodies, the formation of the Great Tao began to accelerate. Lin Moyu had haphazardly comprehended many Great Taos at that time. Now they all left, becoming nourishment for the Great Thousand World. Then Lin Moyu took out all the origin realms he had obtained. The origin realms also contained mysterious substances and possessed the most basic Great Tao power. One origin realm after another exploded, their power absorbed by the Great Thousand World, then flowing from the Great Thousand World into the Middle Thousand and Small Thousand Worlds. Then it was the Lich's turn. All the Liches Lin Moyu possessed appeared. They all had the power of their respective Great Taos and now joined in the evolution of this world. At this moment, regardless of the strength of the Liches, their Great Taos were all useful. Especially the Buddhist realm Lich, chanting Buddhist scriptures, a Great Tao belonging to the Buddhist race faintly appeared. With this Great Tao, it might be possible to evolve a Buddhist race in the future, but this would be a Buddhist race belonging to Lin Moyu. The entire world was changing. Hundreds of illusory bodies, like the most diligent workers, helped the Great Thousand World evolve and perfect the Great Tao while influencing the Middle Thousand Worlds and Small Thousand Worlds. Then Lin Moyu had a thought, and 5 illusory bodies flew out. The entire Great Thousand World shook with them. These 5 illusory bodies, plus Lin Moyu himself, represented the 6 strongest Great Taos. Undying Thousand Stars, Space, Time, Power, and Fate. Their addition accelerated the evolution of the Great Thousand World once again. The River of Time and the River of Fate appeared one after another. Chapter 3654. No Undying Great Tao. What Lin Moyu did originated from the Three Lives secret technique, but also incorporated his own understanding of the Tao, ultimately surpassing the Three Lives secret technique. One Great Tao after another was evolved, and then began to be perfected. The power system of the Great Thousand World became increasingly complete. As the Great Daos became stronger and more numerous, the Great Thousand World was also growing stronger, able to contain higher and higher levels of power. The power of the Great Tao scattered down, giving the beings in the world more choices. 3 lives give birth to all things, and these all things include the Great Tao. With these Great Taos as a foundation, even more Great Taos could be evolved. Moreover, with the yin-yang origin present, the evolution of the Great Tao never stopped, only becoming more and more perfect. Seeing the Great Taos in his world become perfected, Lin Moyu felt an indescribable joy in his heart. His world was like his child. Watching it grow gave him a wonderful feeling. As myriad Great Taos were being perfected, there was also something Lin Moyu didn't understand.
Why is there no undying Great Tao?
The undying Great Tao was very strange. It existed in the origin land, reflecting in myriad worlds. Whether in real worlds like the origin continent or illusory worlds like the Void Realm, the undying Great Tao could be used. But no matter where, the trace of the undying Great Tao could not be found. It was as if this Great Tao belonged only to himself, and no one else could comprehend it except him. Now even when he evolved myriad Great Taos by his own hand in the Great Thousand World, there was still no undying Great Tao. Lin Moyu tried to condense an illusory body of the undying Great Tao, but the result was still failure. The undying Great Tao existed, yet could not be brought out, which greatly puzzled Lin Moyu. When something goes against the norm, there must be a reason. Lin Moyu felt that there must be a reason why the undying Great Tao could not be manifested. However, with his current strength and status, he still couldn't unravel this reason.
Perhaps I need to return to the origin land to solve this puzzle. But for now, it's enough without the undying Great Tao. As these Great Taos continue to evolve, the Great Thousand World will become more and more perfect, eventually becoming an independent world that belongs only to me. Not like the origin continent, but an existence like the entire real world plus the Void Realm. Old man in the green robe, even if you're the true master of the world, I'm still going to beat you to death.
After staying in his Great Thousand World for 10 years, Lin Moyu withdrew the 5 strongest illusory bodies, leaving all the other illusory bodies in the Great Thousand World, and departed again. This time he didn't return to look at the origin continent. The origin continent was still recovering and needed a lot more time. With Antares and the fallen Sword Star Lord guarding his physical body, nothing would go wrong. He returned to the Void Realm again. This world still had many secrets worth exploring. Upon returning to the Void Realm, Lin Moyu felt a slight difference. Having evolved numerous illusory bodies and stripped away all his previous comprehension of other Great Taos, his soul became increasingly pure. Now in his soul, there was only the power of 6 Great Taos, without a trace of impurity.
This is good.
Lin Moyu chuckled lightly, feeling somewhat elated for a moment. He waved his hand while riding on Little Python, pointing in a direction.
Go that way.
The giant-faced Lion King had been eliminated, and this small soul domain now belonged to him. Half of the void beasts in the small soul domain had died or been injured, no longer having hunting value. Lin Moyu flew towards another small soul domain to hunt. No matter how much foundation he had laid, no matter how powerful he was, personal strength was still the most important thing. Hunting void beasts, refining soul crystals, improving cultivation realm. This time, his chosen target was a small soul domain called Een Wood. From the information given by the Soul Heart King, Lin Moyu roughly knew the situation of the Een Wood small soul domain. It was somewhat similar to the Grass Soul small soul domain. Its innate void treasure was a broken branch called Een Wood. It was said that this broken branch came from the world-building Great Soul domain. In the world-building Great Soul domain, there was an innate origin void treasure called the world-building tree. And this broken branch in the Een Wood small soul domain came from the world-building tree. Years ago, a great battle had erupted between the emperors of the Great Soul domains. During the battle, the world-building tree was damaged, and this Een Wood branch fell here, becoming a small soul domain. In the Void Realm, it was perfectly normal for small soul domains to wage war and slaughter each other. War was the eternal theme of the Void Realm. No one cared about the life and death of void beasts. Even the kings of small soul domains were just more powerful void beasts. They could die too, which wasn't strange. Just like the death of the giant-faced Lion King, which hardly caused a ripple and no one cared about. The Een with small soul domain had seen many kings in the past, but after becoming king, they didn't live long. Moreover, not every void beast was qualified to become the master of Een Wood. Over time, there were often gaps in the succession of kings in the Een with small soul domain. The current situation of the Een with small soul domain was unknown. Its existence was almost unnoticed by others. The reason Lin Moyu chose it was because it was relatively close to his own small soul domain. He burst out of his own small soul domain and entered the vacuum zone. He saw the already formed dangers in his eyes and used fire lines to guide little Python to avoid them. As they were flying, suddenly a cold light appeared beside them. The power of the great Tao was disturbed, breaking the balance and erupting violently. The ice jade cushion flashed with light, instantly freezing it. The danger was nipped in the bud. This had happened many times, and now little Python had become bolder. Completely trusted Lin Moyu. Little Python asked,
Master, do you plan to become the king of the Een with small soul domain?
Lin Moyu said,
We'll see if the opportunity is right. If it's suitable, we can consider it.
Little Python said,
I heard that the kings of the Een with small soul domain tend to die suddenly. Master, you need to be careful.
Lin Moyu said,
Everything has a reason. As long as we figure it out, there's nothing to fear. We'll see when the time comes, no rush.
Little Python nodded.
If Master becomes a king, then you'll be the king of 2 small soul domains. Master can then merge the 2 small soul domains into one. They say the power will also become stronger.
Lin Moyu chuckled.
Indeed, but it's not easy to do that.
In the past, some kings of small soul domains had indeed done this. Most failed, but a few succeeded. After succeeding, without exception, their power increased greatly. Whether they could be merged depended on the nature of the 2 soul domains. The key was whether the attributes of their innate void treasures were compatible. Een Wood and the soul-corroding fire basin were naturally incompatible. Lin Moyu felt that trying to merge them would be quite difficult. Whether it could be done or not, they would have to try to know. The vacuum zone was nearing its end, and chaotic mist appeared in view. Lin Moyu suddenly looked to one side and pointed.
Go, let's take a look over there.
Little Python didn't say a word and went directly. Soon he saw several void beasts fighting in the vacuum zone. Under normal circumstances, void beasts were generally unwilling to enter the vacuum zone. Now that they were fighting in the vacuum zone, there must be a reason. Lin Moyu waved his hand, and the world-burning fire flew out, exploding with a bang and turning into a sea of fire. Whatever the reason, burn them first and ask questions later.